Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use this hero to become the alchemist of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence. I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne and God, it will not stop me. So let's go ahead and get into it. Dear God, guardian angels, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Just give us just one message, God. One message. Okay. And this is kind of a beat up one. All right, we got light. It is time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Angel number 50, along with Earth God, your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. Angel number 55, and so along with Ascension under here. So I just feel like right now what God is saying is that it's time for us to all really step in our truths, to really honor ourselves, and know that, you know, we have been brought to this world. We have chosen to come to this world at this time for a reason. And I feel like right now God is saying that the reason is because he wants you to be you. He wants you to illuminate love, and he wants you to be a light to the world. So I don't know what visions or what things God may have on your heart. But all I can just urge you to just trust it and actually try to work to bring it about. All right, I'm going to go into our tarot just to get just a little bit more information. God, clarify this message of light and earth guide and ascension. What are you trying to get us to understand about us ascending right now? What does it mean to go through ascension? What is our attitude towards ascension? God, name my card. So the first card, I love this. The first card that came out when I said, what is our attitude towards it? And it was the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Normally the Ten of Pentacles upright, of course, as you can see, is literally like this wealthy man who appears to just be like kind of in the background. And like you see these dogs are coming up to him, probably because he like exudates love. You know, animals, they tend to have a very good tell on character. And so to me, it just seems like he's this very abundant person who is like in high status in the community. He's grounded in himself. He trusts himself. And like whatever he put his mind to, the money come. And with this coming out reverse, it shows me that you don't feel that way. You don't feel like you're able to actually ascend. Like I feel like honestly, there's a part of you that feels like this is gonna be funny to say this, but I feel like you think like a lot of the spirituality shit is bullshit, which is hilarious because how the hell did you find this channel? But I just get this energy that you don't feel abundant. Like I feel like you are a very you are a very grounded person. You trust yourself to an extent. But I feel like you don't trust and believe in like the spiritual stuff and like being able to manifest things into your reality. And I feel like God is bringing you this message to show you that that can happen and to give you a whole new way about living life. Angel number 323 with this Ace of Wands coming out. The Wands is all about passion, bringing things to life. With this wand, literally like with this hand coming out of a cloud, it's like divine intervention, giving you a new boost, a new way to look at your passions, a new way to like move towards your passions. And this is what this reading is all about. He wants you to feel more abundant. He wants you to know that you can attract those things into your life because you are a good person. I think a lot of it, and I know y'all, I'm trying to get out of this good person thing, but I do feel like I need to highlight it because a lot of you guys are really, really good people. And for some reason, that energy of wanting to be a good person and blocks you from going after things that you really want to do. Because I think you feel like you have to be of service to somebody, or you can't let people down. But what God is trying to show you is that your light is needed in the world, and that you have been brought to this planet to be the person that you are. And so the people that you're going to disappoint, they're not going to stay disappointed if they know that you're doing something out of love. They're going to forgive you and move on. And the people who can't, it's like you don't want them in your life anyway because they loved you for other selfish reasons. And so God is just giving you this message to try to just unchain you. Look at this. We have literally the devil come out reverse, Eight of Wands coming out reverse. So he's just trying to say, like, let go of your people pleasing ways. Let go of feeling like being codependent to people who are not necessarily good to you. And you're not trapped. This is what God is trying to bring this message all about. Look, with another, we had we had an Ace of Wands and an Ace of Swords. So all of this is to come about to give you a new way to move in the world and a new way to go after your passions and dreams. So I'm going to go and start getting into the vortex to try to figure out, again, what is this message about? God, why is it so important for us to realize that we're not stuck? Why is it so important for us to release our codependency and to just trust that we have been put on this earth to reveal our radiant light? Why is it so important for us to go on this path of ascension? And what do you have to say to us if we have fear towards it? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. So it's just one card. One card. Oh, thank you. And the card that popped out is the universal law of attraction is managing my expansion along with I have complete control over my own thoughts. And so this is why God is bringing this out, because even though you are a naturally, angel number 611, you are a naturally abundant person. You are a natural born leader, but because of how you speak and you think about things, you don't really truly see your power. And so God is giving you this message of saying that you're right, you're a radiant light to the world, you are earth guide, because he wants you to start going after your passions and dreams differently, saying different things. You see this? Because the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords speaks about your thoughts and your speech. Ace of Wands talks about your passion. So this is why he's saying, like, he wants you to work on how you speak and how you think about things. I keep saying that. That which is like upon like is drawn. So this is why he wants you to work on your speaking and your thinking. This is why he's saying you're not trapped. The devil is not against you. It's really on you. And also, honestly, with that whole devil thing, it's like even the devil, like by you thinking that the devil or evil forces have control over you, that can block you. That's a limiting belief. Once you believe that you're God body and you're protected and that no evil forces can even get to you, then that's no longer, you see what I'm saying? That's a belief that you put in. The devil is a belief that you put in there. We're not saying that there's not evil forces out here, because there is, but we can evolve and get ourselves to this place where we're like, I am a God, I'm a divine being. If you ever look at, there's a vibration spectrum and there's like different levels of where, you are on a spectrum. Once you vibrate to a certain level, that lower shit can't even get there. And so you have to start, setting up your mind and thinking in this way. Let's go with this message of the universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of the universe is the universal manager of all vibration, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so at the same time that the law of the universe is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational context of your inner being. So this is what God is trying to get you to understand. You feel trapped. You feel like you're codependent. You don't feel abundant. And because this is how you're feeling, God can't bring in these new beginnings for you, these new way of thinking. You have to release this. You have to know that you're not trapped. You have to release these toxic thoughts so that you can become an abundant person, so that you can focus on the things that really matters to you. Angel number 842. This is what God is trying to get you to understand. I was saying in the earlier video about how when the world go to shit, I decided to double down on my vibration, because you have to realize that's all we have in this world. All we have is our vibration. This is actually the most important currency. That's what we have. And that's why there's so much fear, because if you are in a scared vibration, if you are nervous, or if you feel like the world is going to end, you're not vibrating high. And so this is why God is trying to get you to get outside of your worldly mind and start thinking of yourself as an earth guy, as a spiritual being, and just realizing that everything that is happening around you is happening because the planet in itself is going through an ascension. Your soul is evolving to higher states of consciousness. You are ready for this. And so that's what, look, intuition is right under this. God is saying, trust your intuition along with vision. So it's like God is just keep doubling down. Trust your intuition has been guiding you to the answers you seek. So it's like God is saying, like, I've been giving you visions. I told you how you can navigate towards this. But I feel like because right now everything is happening in the world, you are so like emotionally caught up in it, and you're so scared that you can't even get these new realities that are meant for you. And that's why I'm always saying, don't allow people to scare you out of your victory, because we're right here, we're doing the work. But if you allow yourself to get caught on with all the negativity that's going on in the world, you can't get those new realities that are meant for you. And it's not because you're not a good person. Remember, it's vibration. It's because you're vibrating low. And so this is why God is telling you, get control. You have complete control over your thoughts. So that means that you can look at the TV and you can look at everything that is happening and say that this is happening for ascension. Though it looks bad, though it looks dark, this is all happening for our greater good. Saying that is not a lie. Saying that is a true statement, and it gets your energy and it gets you vibrating in a place where you're hopeful. But if you look at it and you're like, oh, everything that's going bad, this world is ending. You see what I'm saying? So it's like God is really trying to teach us energy management, because energy management is the most important thing. Our energy, our currency is the most important thing. And that's why the news, social media, all of this is feeding and breeding negativity, because that's what they need. That's what the lower vibration energy, they need you to stay in fear. They need you to stay in this lower vibration for them to live. But what's happening is, if all of us decide to take our power and not focus on the outside world, but just focus on our inner being and focus on being an earth guide and just trying to walk in sync with what we believe to be true for our life, then eventually all of those lower vibrational things, because the whole planet is vibrating higher, they end up falling off. They no longer can survive. So this is what God is trying to get you to understand. This is how we bring in world peace. You don't bring in world peace by marching on the streets. You don't bring it in, because guess this is the reason why you don't do this by marching on the streets, because marching on the streets is paying attention to the problem, right? Marching on the streets is trying to get somebody to see you. If you're trying to get somebody to see you, what's your vibration? Your vibration is not one of empowerment. It's one of you speaking up to power, right? So God is saying it's not about anything that we've been doing. I think we have to realize that, you know, the cycle of insanity, the definition of insanity is constantly doing the same things over and over and over and expecting a different result, right? So we've marched in the street. We've done all these things. How many more times are we going to do it? You know, and I just feel like as spiritual beings, as a spiritual person, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to be like, hey guys, we've marched. Hey guys, we tried to do all of these physical things to bring in new realities. Why not try the spiritual? If just for 6 months, why not try to be like, okay, I want everybody I know to just focus on they're feeling good, focus on raising their vibration, focus on eliminating their limiting beliefs, focus on getting control of their own energy, focus on knowing that the law of attraction is responding. What happens then? Ascension. A global ascension happened. But the problem is that we're currently so divided. The problem is that even people who kind of believe in this stuff don't really believe in it, because they're like, well, my life ain't changed. Well, guess what? The world is changing. It's not even that the world, like, we are in a brand new cycle. This universe works in balance, and we have been living this evil. We've been living, slavery, inequality. We have been in that vibration for a very, very long time. You don't think Mother Earth, you don't think the planet ain't tired of it? So everything is ascending. Everything is ascending. And so this is why God is saying, instead of getting caught up in it, instead of getting caught up in the fear, remember that as a spiritual being, what you have is your energy. What you have is control of your mind, body, and spirit. And so this is the time of our life where we need to double down on that and really, truly believe that. I'm going to read all of these cards. I just read that. The next one I'm going to read is, I have control over my own thoughts. You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain that you feel negative because the negative behavior of someone else. I'm going to pause. I'm going to say this one more time. You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain that you feel negative because of negative behavior of someone else. So Black people, we've been in this loop, right? Agent number 1425. We can't progress because white people. We can't progress because of this. We done went from Jim Crow. We done went from the migrant. We've done so much, right? And it's right. We're in this endless loop of where it's like, it feels like we can never get out. It feels like, evil and white supremacy is always going to trump. But what if it's not? But if instead you take control over your emotions and think in improved thought because it feels better to do so, you can turn it around. Thinking about white supremacy ruling does not make me feel good. Thinking about a civil war coming does not make me feel good. So why would I keep talking about it? Even if I'm joking about it, weirdos, like, don't do it. Because that don't feel good. That's all that you're doing what they doing, which is breeding more fear in the world. So this is what God is saying. Think something differently, not because you're hoping for something differently, but because you want to feel better. So it makes me feel better when I look at the news and I see this shit and I'm like, all of this is happening for the good. All of this is happening because the old world is crumbling away. If Roe versus Wade would have never gotten turned over, I think a lot of people probably would have stayed on the fence. I think a lot of people would have fucked around and voted for Trump again. And so it's like sometimes we need for really bad shit to happen for people to become galvanized and be like, oh shit, wait, I don't want this to happen. It can't just be black people. It has to be all of us collectively being like, no, this isn't right. We don't want this way of life. And not trying to do it from a place of showing our power. No, demanding, this is not it. This ain't the way we gonna be living life. And then we have to move and be that way in our daily lives. It's not about going down to the fucking courthouse and marching. Do this shit. What are you doing in your four corners of your world? What are you doing on a daily basis to, let go of white supremacy, to denounce it? That's your job. And maybe it's not your job to denounce it, but I just feel like us constantly paying attention to it, us constantly giving our energy into these debates, like it keeps it alive. But if we just act like that, honestly, I'm gonna do it. I'm trying this. I'm living post-racial. I live in a post-racial society. Post-white gay society. This is the age I live in, post-white gays. Would you like to join me? Do you want to know what the post-white? This is a term that I feel was coined by the great Toni Morrison, which means that I don't live my life under the gaze of a white person. I don't do anything thinking, oh, what they think about me. I do it because this is who the fuck God presented me to be. I'm going to create the world and the life that I feel that I should have, not because I'm trying to prove a goddamn thing to nobody. I live in a post-racial age, post-white gays. I don't have to worry about that shit. I write the books I write because I want to write them, because those are the stories I want to tell. I come on here and say what the fuck I want to say because that's what's on my heart to tell. Age number 1737, post-white gays. I don't live in this America with y'all. Y'all can stay here. I'm building new earth. And that's the only fucking thing I can focus on, is the world that I want my kids to live in. This shit y'all can keep. But I'm focusing on building new earth. And so it galvanizes me. It fuels me. That's why I'm doing fucking videos on a Sunday. Because I'm like, I'm building the world I want to see. You have no real control over what anyone else is doing with their vibration. We don't have any control over, the fucked up, corrupted ass Supreme Court. We don't have any control over white supremacy. We don't have any control over these dumbass white women who be voting against their own fucking, self-interest. We don't have control over that, but we do have control over ourselves in our actions. But you have complete control over your thoughts, your vibration, your emotions, and your point of attraction. Focusing on the bad, focusing on what white people doing, focusing on white supremacy is going to keep you in this space of focusing on that shit. It's going to keep you feeling powerless. It's going to keep you feeling like you're trapped and that the devil reigns supreme. But God is saying that's a lie. You are an abundant motherfucker. And if only you can remember, you don't need money to attract money. You don't need to have a degree to get the job that you want. You just need to fucking believe. You need to trust. You need to work on your vibration. You need to work on your limiting beliefs. You need to work on your relationship with God so that you can know him for yourself. Last message. That which is like upon itself is drawn. Everything that you perceive is vibration, and the life that you are living is a vibrational interpretation, which makes all the sense if you look at the world. The powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience. And the never-ending, always accurate point of this law is that which is like a taunt itself is drawn. When you give thoughts to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life. I'm going to say it again. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your experience. So when you begin to think that white people have power and that you don't have any power and that there's no way to get beyond white supremacy and that America's always going to be fucked up, you attract all of those energies into your life. So you walk around with white people who treat you like shit. You be in a job where you feel demeaned. You attract experiences to where this becomes your reality because the universe don't know what the fuck is happening down here. Maybe they do, but the universe ain't up here having a thinking contest. They not being like, oh wait, this many black people thought. No, they just being like, oh, this is what this person is thinking. So let me bring this experience in this person's life so that they can know that what they're thinking is a reality. This is what you have to understand. You have to think about a better reality. Think about a better tomorrow so that you can attract a better tomorrow. But if you keep thinking about the reality that you have today and keep focusing on the negative that is happening today, tomorrow you're going to have more of that negative because you're not thinking anything but that. This is what God is trying to show you. I can't bring in peace. I can't bring in justice. I can't bring in judgment day if you're going to continue to give your power away to white supremacy. And you give your power away to white supremacy when you constantly think about it, when you constantly fight against it, when you constantly acknowledge its power. How you can't do that. Two things can't be true. White supremacy can't be true, can't have power, and you have power at the same time. Pick a motherfucking side. And I refuse to believe that some shit that happened way before I even came to this motherfucker is going to determine my motherfucking reality and who I'm meant to be. I've been hearing since I was a fucking kid. These are the days, and I'm still fucking here. Fuck that. You're not about to scare me out of my victory. And that's how we all have to be. I'm not about to sit up here and get back. Look, because Judgment Day is here. Along with the moon. Along with look at this, the 10 of Pentacles. And let me tell you what this says. The judgment is here. If only we could get our thoughts processed right? But if only we can move beyond these illusions. The moon talks about all of these illusions. Talks about stuff. The Dark is a Scorpio. Transformation. Things that are unseen. If we could just get beyond that, we can get to the 10 of Cups, which is the ultimate pinnacle, which is where we want to be. I cannot stop attracting don't wants, but I can stop attracting don't wants by my attention to do wants. This is what God is saying. It's our point of fucking attraction. We have to, as a world, as a community, just be like, no fucking more. And it's not marching in the goddamn street. It's a fucking inner being thing that we need to do. It's a fucking mindset shift that we need to do. Dream had posted something that was like, no marching, no voter registration, none of that shit is gonna get us. It's gonna undo what we did here. Those white people have made what they had happen today because they had a mindset from the fucking moment that we became free that I don't give a fuck if these motherfuckers are free. I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep my power. Hear me? Listen to me when I say this. They had a single focus. Maintain power by any fucking means necessary. And they have done that shit for generation after generation after generation, passing the baton. And guess what the fuck we've been doing? Passing the baton on marching in the street, passing the baton on please see my thing, instead of just being like, by any means necessary, we're getting a fucking victory. So that means that your family does everything to get itself to victory. So that the next generation of your kids can do everything that they can do to get themselves to victory. But the problem is that we got our fucking parents telling us what we want to do, the visions that God placed on our heart ain't fucking realistic. You think? Do you think that the white supremacy people were thinking realistic when they were thinking about keeping us enchained? When they were thinking about keeping us down on a like the power totem, do you think that they was worrying about realistic shit? No, the fuck they weren't. They were worried about power. They were worried about self-preservation. And when the fuck are we gonna get like that? When the fuck are we gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do everything in my power to bring my victory about. I'm gonna do everything in my power to manifest my motherfucking ancestors' dreams. We live so fucking cozy, and shit happens. We get mad, we be on Twitter for an hour, and then fucking forget about it. What if your ancestors was like you? Where the fuck would we be at in the world if they had your mentality? None of this shit would change. Because we would literally probably still be in the fucking fields if your ancestors had your mentality. Think about what the fuck you doing. Before you go march in the street, before you go look at a fucking celebrity and tweet some shit, what the fuck are you doing on a day-to-day basis to help the world? What the fuck thoughts are you thinking? Because I can tell you, your shitty, less than, fucking non-powerless thoughts is not helping us at all. You may as well be on the white supremacy side. I must focus on wanting to get wanted. Our very behavior adds to the planet well-being. Flawed premises could attract the unwanted. Feeling negative means that I'm launching a crest to the universe. Inspired action is always pleasurable. You're doing shit you don't even fucking want to do. Why? Because somebody said it looks good? Stop. Let me stop. I'm done. I can't do no more videos today. I can't do no more videos today. I gotta stop. Energy is way too high. For real, y'all. I'm done. I can't do no more videos today. Because Ancestors are pissed. I'm sorry. 2615. The ancestors are pissed. And anybody who tell you different are fucking lying. The ancestors are pissed the fuck off. They're not happy. Ancestors are pissed. They not happy. Like, keep fucking going off every time I open my mouth. They like, woo! The ancestors are not happy. But mine are. No but yours. But the ancestors, as a whole, collectively, the ancestors are not happy. Let's just put it that way. They not happy. Because you think we mad. Because we like, how the fuck we back here? Think about them. Some of them really, they done gave their whole goddamn lives and we right back here. Sacrificed all they shit and we right back here. They're pissed. They are pissed. Yeah. Okay, let's just do this earth. I'm gonna do this earth guy because we're using I'm gonna do the earth warriors because we have this earth guy here. God, just give us one final message to wrap this up because I'm hot, I'm mad. I'm feeling a lot of feelings. What do you want us to know about this message of light, earth, this 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ascension? How can we get to the life of our dreams? How can we trust the law of attraction to bring in true justice, true peace? How can we get there, God? Please, please, God. How can we save the world? How can we bring world peace? How can we just stop this hate and this terror that is happening in the United States, God? Please just give us a message. Please give us an encouragement. Please help us. Please just allow whatever this word to be to remove all fear, all doubt that you are not here. They need to know, God. And God, you know what, God? Amber Sade Stillman right now, I am speaking on behalf of anybody who comes in this video, and I ask that, God, you please personally touch them, God. I don't know what miracle they're asking for. I don't know what vision they've been praying for, what thing they are asking for you to deliver them. But God, I ask that you please just deliver it to their life so that they can see the blessings of you, God. I ask that you bring in something that is so spectacular, that is so amazing, that it could be nobody but you, God. And God, I'm not asking this for myself. I'm just asking this for my viewers. I'm asking this for anybody who found this video, anybody that's under my voice, God. I ask that you touch them and that you show them the power that you're real. I ask that you reveal the truth of yourself to them, God, so that they cannot doubt, so that they know that you are here and that you are listening, that you are fighting for our peace and justice. I talk to every one of our guides, our ancestors of light, every one of our spirit guides, every one of our teams. We ask that you please just come to us. Please just help us. Please, I step in the middle of them, God. If they don't have the faith, take a little bit of faith from me, God. I ask that you please just help them see you, God. Help them know your voice. We need to remember that you're real, God. We need to. Please. Let them know, God, Let them know. Let them feel. Let them believe. Ancestors of light, we come to you. We are sorry. We're sorry for dropping the ball. We're sorry for believing that the hate was done. We're sorry for believing that the lies that Obama told us. And we just ask that you please just help us. Help us correct our path. Help us get back on the road to progress and the road to realizing our dreams, not for ourselves, but for the world at large, God. We need you, God. We need you, ancestors. We need you, beings alive. I ask that you hear us. You hear our cries. You hear our prayers. God, I ask that anybody who is in prison right now, wrongfully convicted, I ask that you please put angels on their heart to have them be able to come home. I ask that any child that is being protected, that is not being protected, that is being neglected, I ask that you put an angel in their heart and get them out of that environment. And I ask that you put them in a safe place. God, I ask that anybody who is homeless and who do not have a meal, I ask that you deliver an angel to them and give them the food that they need, God. God, I ask for my brothers and sisters overseas, anybody who may not be able to just have water to drink or food to eat, God, I ask that you please step in and just allow them to see your power and just give them that hope. Just give them just a little bit of hope and a little bit of encouragement. In God's name I pray. Ooh, okay. What is happening today? Angel number 3045. Okay, let's finish. One card, please, God. One card. We need love right now, y'all. We need empathy. We need trust. We need hope. And not on a global scale. Card that we're going to focus on is Grace of She Who Rides the Owl. It's 8. I think we read this before. I am the goddess of spiritual awakening, wealth, and abundance and balance. I come to correct Karama, that which is dark, unnatural, and against nature, life, love, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I awaken the heart to the vision of light and truth that was once hidden. Trust in the innocence of your soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful, and my grace brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear with compassion. Don't waste your valuable time, energy worrying about people getting away with things. On a cosmo level, there's only justice. That is not always visible at a human level, and yet that doesn't preclude divine order unfolding. Everything is balanced by karma in the long run. If you feel down or depressed, take immediate action to reconnect to joy, healing energy, and vitality of spirit. All things are measured and metered by clear divine vision. And your job is to put your faith in the work of the divine whilst you tend to your own spiritual journey with trust and commitment. Did you just hear that? God is telling you, don't waste your valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. Well, I just tell y'all, don't worry about these evil billionaires. Don't worry about these. They're going to get their just due. And you don't even know honestly, you don't really even know how these motherfuckers are living. You don't know what's going on in their day-to-day life. I look at Clarence Thomas and he just, it don't even look like nobody's there, honestly. Anyways, I don't even know this word. UV is the cosmic owl, which the Indian goddess of enlightenment and prosperity, Lakshman, rides. It is an unlikely pairing, given the owl is a creature of night who sleeps during the day, and Akishma is associated with light. The unexpectedness of the association hold deep meaning. Out of that which appears to be devoid of light, light shall arise. Y'all, we have read this, but this hitting so different. I need to calm down. God is saying victory is underway. I told y'all, all of this is happening for a reason. Please believe me. Okay. We build a new earth in this motherfucker. Okay. I'm just saying, don't let these motherfuckers, I cannot say it enough. Do not let these motherfuckers scare you out of your victory. Nip told you, baby, we in a victory lap. This is the victory motherfucking lap. That was our last great sacrifice that we ever gonna make. I don't even know where that came from. The unexpectedness of the association holds deep meaning. Out of that which appears to be devoid of light, light shall arise again. Thank you, Nip. Thank you. We had to finish that cycle. So remember I was telling you life is all about cycles. That Nip passing, that was finishing that cycle of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. That was finishing that cycle. So we don't have to do that no more. Mark my words when I say that. We don't have to do that no more. The unexpectedness of the association holds deep meaning. Out of that which appears to be devoid of light, light shall arise. That which appears to be hidden in darkness shall be perceived and blessed and transformed. Even if all seems lost or if something doesn't seem right, divine knowledge is absolute and complete and trustworthy. From the perspective of those with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place where negative activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, whilst angry people with fear in their hearts are afforded attention and power. It may seem that what matters most is tended to the least, and constructive causes struggle to maintain existence, whilst destructive purposes gain mass support. It is very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and disparaging. God hears you. He knows what's going on. However, you are meant to be a light in this world. Confirmation. Light. You are meant to be a light in this world. Let me stop. Let me stop, because I know you're like, girl, just read. Just read. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel it. God, I'm feeling it right now. I feel it. I just feel it, y'all. From the perspective of those with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place where negative activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, whilst angry people with fear in their hearts are afforded attention and power. It may seem that what matters most is attended to the least, and constructive causes struggle to maintain existence, whilst destructive purposes gain mass support. It is very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and despairing. However, you are meant to be a light in this world, and it is important that you allow a higher spiritual intelligence to support you in this task. Safeguarding your state of mind is essential for you to accomplish your life purpose. Safeguarding your state of mind is essential for you to accomplish your life purpose. If you get caught up in negative thinking, as may happen from time to time, allow your heart wisdom to guide you back to the truth of your inner light. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. You don't have to deny the dark side of human nature or its manifest consequences for the health of the planet. But you do need to keep yourself secure within the light so that you can effectively fulfill your destiny. Joy, happiness, and peace will not diminish your motivation to serve love. Rather, they will ensure you have enough energy to do so effectively. Whether you are facing a sense of injustice in your personal life or feel despair at the choices humanity is making in a broader sense, know that the divine has a grander plan that we can possibly understand. We are here to fight for love and do all that we can do to honor what is true for us. We are meant to call upon the universe for assistance in all ways possible. We are meant to use our strengths of love, compassion, wisdom, light, and kindness to be kick-ass earth warriors. Earth guide. And earth warriors never give up. And they are smart enough to use every resource they can, including their living connection to spirit, to affirm the priorities that honor life. In this way, we uplift ourselves and inspire others throughout our life journey. There are forces that want you to lose hope because they know that when your heart is full of hope, you are unstoppable. Trust that spirit will take care of the darkness. Trust that karmic forces will balance the scales of higher justice with unearthing accuracy. Whilst you do everything in your power to remain connected to the light, bring your loving energy, purpose, kindness, and passion to the world. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not rightfully mine. Love can conquer anything, even karma. Through divine grace and mercy, I call upon unconditional love to cleanse, purify, and assist me in all ways now. May divine love flow through me to manifest the will of spirit in the world. May all beings who have become lost in darkness be mercifully guided back into the light of divine love. Through the grace of spirit, so be it. Spirit, bless me. I am filled and blessed. Ashe. I'm going to read this one more time. Throughout unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that is not rightfully mine. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not rightfully mine. Through unconditional divine love and my own free will, I surrender that which is not consciously mine. Love can conquer. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here so that, oh my gosh, 40 minutes, Jesus. I'm going to leave this here so that you can do this healing messages below when you're just feeling low. You can just use this to kind of boost you back up. But literally this message said everything that I said before. This is our world for the taking. Everything that is happening right now is happening so that we can build new earth. And so God is just asking you that instead of focusing on negative thinking, instead of focusing on things that are outside of your control, to just focus on the light, to focus on knowing that you are an abundant spiritual being who's here to spread love and to be loved, and to know that if you can just focus on that vision that God gave you, know that you're not tied to the past, know that you're not trapped in any circumstance, then God can give you those brand new beginnings that are truly meant for you. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. Angel number 1405. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? I apologize for this message getting so long, but I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.